and I'm just going to flip the camera around so you can see her. And let's get this focused on Gia. And what I'm using is, I want to just say I'm super excited because I just bought the courses from uh, the DIY Canine DIY, and I'm gonna be implementing or trying some of the little skills he gave me. Gia's actually pretty well. She is pretty well trained on the leash, and I'm not using. He gave me a whole bunch of equipment. The lesson starts off with what equipment to use. I am not using a harness because he definitely did not recommend using a harness because harnesses are meant for pulling, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to say you should definitely check the course out. I only bought the one walking one. I'm going to see what happens, and I'm probably going to get the rest. But later on today, I'm going to be training some dogs that have not yet learned how to walk really well on a leash. They pull. They're my best friend's dogs, and I'm not charging any money because, well, they're my best friend's dogs, and I'm not as good at it yet. But I am, I guess, an advanced um, I'd say an advanced novice. I've had dogs for 30 years. I've always walked them. And this is what I'm using on Gia. This is a Star Mark training collar. He recommends the, I forgot what he recommended. You're going to have to buy the class if you want to know. I'm not going to give out all its secrets. But this does have a little bit of corrective action here. It's hard. What I like about it better than the metal ones is it's just much easier to put on because it has this wonderful little clip. So it goes on Gia really easy. And she was sweet enough to just jump up on my guest bed and let me put it on her so I don't have to bend over. Ripley isn't so kind. Ripley makes me bend over, but she stays still-ish, not usually. We're working on it. And I'm hooking up this. I'm using a hands-free leash because I like them, and Gia's relatively well-trained. I will not use that when I'm training the dogs later today because I'm definitely going to need more control for those two monster, not pit bulls, but pit bulls. One's a bulldog and one's mixed with a bunch of stuff, like mine. But anyway, so I'm using the Lanny. This is a Lanny hands-free leash. It has the pouch for the food, and then it has two different hooks. I don't know what this movable hook is for. I don't use it because I think you need more control. And then it has this stable one. So it's all good. I'm going to hook Gia up to it, and we're going to head out and see how she does on the walk. All right, Gia, let's go. Let's go, baby. Come on. That wasn't perfect, but she'll do better later on in the walk. You don't want to get down? Because Ripley's in the way? Yeah, I just got back from Mexico a couple days ago, and I haven't had a chance to really clean up the house, so please forgive me. I want to take her for, I think, a short walk because I don't want to have to, I forgot where I put my water. Gia, sit. So one of the first things that you need to do when you're training, Gia, sit. She's not sitting. See, she's not fully trained. Sit. Sit. That's a reluctant sit. Good girl. He finally did listen. I need you to move back a little, though, so I can open the door. All right, Gia, stay. So here she is. I still don't have this quite right. Gia, sit. 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 Gia, what are we doing? Why aren't we sitting? Gia, sit. Oh, this is not looking good. She's embarrassing me because she does not always do this. Sit. 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 Good. Finally, stay. Ripley, this one is not for you, honey. I'll be back in a few minutes. Come on, Gia. Sit. Good sit. Stay. 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 Okay, come on. Good girl. That's a good girl. Well, we finally got that right. It took a minute. But let's see how the rest of this walk goes. Where you going, Gia? Okay, so I think I can understand why sometimes you would not want to use a jogging leash or a hands-free leash when you're training. One of the things that I like about it for when I'm actually jogging is that it has the bungee, which makes it smoother for her. But right now she's also not paying attention, and we haven't walked in a couple days. I did take her for a quick walk yesterday, but she seems to have forgotten her walking skills. But here we go. Let's see how we do. So hello everybody, thank you for tuning in, and let me know where you're watching from. Is that Stacy and Neural? Sorry if I'm not getting your names right. I brought my sunglasses. I don't have readers on them. I feel so old. My eyes don't work anymore. Not like they used to. So you could see here, it's a loose leash. She's pretty much paying attention. She's a little bit in front, so I'm sure that the K9 DIY guys would not give this 100% walk. But she is, look, she's looking, she's sort of checking in with me. She's not too far ahead. What I like about the hands-free leash is the things. I like to talk on the phone sometimes, hold the camera, holding it with my right hand so I can give her treats with the left. And let's just see how this goes. Gee, we're going a different direction, baby. She should not be so much in front of me. I think she's supposed to be more at a heel position, but we're still working on it. She's not doing bad though. Hopefully there's no cats or bicycles to distract her, because those are her triggers. Gia, there you go. Sit. Good sit. That wasn't a long sit. I think the ground's probably pretty hot, so I don't know how much I could expect her to sit. So later on today, I'm going to be making a video. I'm not sure I want to go live with it at first, because I don't know how great the dogs are going to do. It'll be my first time training dogs that are not mine, but I'm excited to be starting that and posting more videos about how to train your dragons, because the difference between Nightmare and Dream Dog is training, and it's got to be constant. One of the things that was discussed in the video was that, you know, dogs have an active mind and they need a job. When we're unemployed, we tend to get depressed and maybe do some destructive things. So training your dogs gives them purpose, and truly, from what I've seen, it makes them happy, as long as you're not being an ass about it. It shouldn't be about punishment. It should be a game, and they love it. But the threshold integrity issue with my dogs, they don't run out the door like they did when they were puppies, but they're still not really good about sitting back and giving people space to get into the house. So I'm be working with them on that, as well as my best friend's dogs, who are also have the same issues. They're so excited to see new people, and they're happy to see you. They want to show you how happy they are. But sometimes that excitement doesn't result in behaviors we want, like the jumping and the kissing, which I like them when they kiss, but you never know where their mouth's been. I don't know how many times a day I have to tell Ripley not to drink from the toilet. But if I didn't have a hands-free leash, if I had to have one hand on the leash and one hand on her, I'd be a lot more shaky than I am right now. And this isn't even really perfect videoing skills. But I know the DIY guys say not to use the hands-free leash, but I've been using a different brand of a training collar. I can't remember which one they said it was. I'll have to go back and rewatch that video. If they were testing me, I guess I'd fail. Maybe I'd get... She just saw a cat. There's a cat up there. But she got undistracted by the cat pretty quickly with just a quick verbal cue. And if you have not seen their videos, I mean, they have tons of YouTube videos. So even if you don't want to buy the full class, I would definitely recommend watching, because I got a lot from that, which is why I decided to spend a little bit of money and buy the class and become a member, so I could so I could get more insight into what they're training, what they do. Because it's easy to like watch a video, and that's one of the things I noticed. I went to Mexico last week, and I've done yoga by watching YouTube videos most of my life. Very rarely have I taken a class. But when you take a class, the instructor comes over to you and will remind you that your hips aren't perfectly square, and adjust your posture, because it's not necessarily easy to know if you're in the wrong posture, or if you're in the, your hands are slightly off, or you're a little bit off. Same with dog training. I mean, a few little tiny missteps can make the difference between whether your dog listens to you and is well trained, or you just get frustrated by it. I've gotten certified as a personal trainer because I've been exercising my whole life. Never monetized that either. I do a lot of training, and I don't always use the training. But a lot of people injure themselves while doing squats because they let their knees exceed their toes, or other posture that hyperextends muscles you don't want to hyperextend. So having a personal trainer who's looking at what you're doing and seeing it can give you some pointers that aren't necessarily, they might hurt your feelings if you're sensitive, but they shouldn't. And I hope that I get some good feedback on this walk. She is my better dog for walking, and she's still not perfect, but she is not pulling. You can see there's a good deal of the leash. It's a relatively loose leash, but it's not a perfect heel. But let's see what she's doing. If she looks up at me, she's going to get a treat. I guess she doesn't understand that because she didn't look up at me. What's she doing, Gia? There you go. Those weren't the best treats. That was just some kibble. I mix it up because if I treat her every time I want with the good stuff. Ah, there you go. That was a good check-in. Look at that face. Look at that face. There you go. Sit. Good sit, baby girl. You missed half the treats. I didn't do a good job handing them to you. So I'll probably go and, I guess it's a Nightingale type. You have to, when you're hooking up the collar, there's two different parts of it on the corrective collars. And you have the pinchy part, and then you have to have another part to hook up just in case the pinchy part for some reason fails. And what I'm using here, like I said, is the Star Mark training collar. It's a hard plastic. It's just much easier for me to put on than the metal ones. And Garrett in his class advised that there's little tools you could get to make it easier to put on and off. So I might try the the collar that he recommends, because I'd probably have better results. But she's doing pretty well, and this one she's very used to. So I think for mine, I might just keep them on this. But I would like to train other dogs. So if I do that, I'm obviously going to use the recommended training. I'm going to have to rewatch the video, the portion of the training about the collars, because I kind of skipped through it because I really wanted to see what new walking techniques I should use. And Gia has, fortunately or unfortunately, not forced me to use any of them. But let's see, I'm going to do the stop and see what she does. I'm just stopped and she's not looking. So she's not 100% focused on me, but she feels me. It's really hot already. It's 8 o'clock and I think we're 80-something degrees and 100% humidity. Southeast Louisiana in the summers. It's brutal on the hair. Some people don't like the heat. I like it. But I can't imagine if I was covered in fur how much I'd like it. The dogs do tend to like sunning though. Laying on the deck and just getting a little bit of sun. Well, anyway, that was just a quick walk. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody has a great day and a great Father's Day tomorrow. Oh, now you see there, she gave me the opportunity to correct. And this is why you might not want to have a jogging leash on. See, look at this. There's the cat under that car, and Gia is 100% focused on it. Now, because I have this springy leash, I have a little bit less control. So I'm going to say, yeah, they're good if everything is perfect, but there's times you might not want it. I did feel a little tug on my back, but I tend to do a lot of back and core work, so hopefully it didn't do too much damage. But jogging leashes are good for some things, not for everything. And right now, I'm wishing I had a cameraman and a regular leash. But I'm the cameraman and the leash the dog controller. Gia, that was not a good example of how to walk on a leash. And that's her trigger. There's a cat under a car. Cat wasn't doing anything to you, and yet yell at her. Or him. I shouldn't assume the cat's gender. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Now she's checking the chair for remnants of cat. Have a great day. Come on, Gia.